Okay, time for black commons. And on number 5, we have an expensive removal spell. Certain Death.
Yeah.
5 and a black, destroy target creature, and you get a little drain going also with 2 life loss and 2 life gain.
What I like about it is that it's destroy target creatures.
Yeah, you will probably play one of these, but I mean they get very bad in multiple. I think.
You don't want to play.
Sit there with a handful of 6 drops.
No,
but it's still in the. I mean, maybe if you're super vampire aggro or whatever, this is too slow. But in a random limited mid-range deck, it's nice to have one catch-all.
Yeah, I think so.
So you can play it, but I don't think it's super duper.
No, and the drain is just whatever.
Yeah, maybe it can be relevant late game or something. It's a bonus at least. It's like there was a card a few sets ago where you got like a 1/1 snake for the same cost.
Yeah.
So 6 mana, destroy target creature, and you gain a snake.
Yeah, exactly.
That was never super, but you played it.
Yeah. And on number 4, we have the Thraben Foulbloods.
Pretty boring creature.
Yeah,
basically.
3 mana, 3/2, nothing.
I guess zombie is. I mean, part of it it's a zombie, and part of it has delirium.
Yeah. Because the delirium part is what makes this card going over. I think. Because if you have delirium, it gets +1/+1 and menace.
Menace is good.
Yeah, menace is good, and 4/3 for 3 mana. That's decent to draw in the late game, especially with the menace ability.
Yeah, maybe that could be. I mean, it's not super. I guess it's basically like maybe a little bit better than the horse that you could pump. I don't know. 3 mana is something, but I mean, if you just play it as a 3/2, it will probably die.
Yeah,
easy.
but then it's like any other creature, 3 mana, 3/2.
Yeah, it's decent.
At least this has some upside.
Yeah, but it's not like super exciting.
No.
So we'll move on.
Not at all.
At number 3 we have Olivia's Dragoon, and here is a grizzly bear that it's a vampire, which is a relevant
there's the black-red
type.
vampire deck.
Yeah, and here you can, and I like that you can just discard a card without having to pay anything.
Yeah.
I mean, giving it flying, maybe it can get in for 2, but obviously you want to combine this with madness.
Yeah, and of course, but if you don't combine it with madness and it's like a board stall and you can just discard lands or whatever.
It's never. I mean,
the discard ability is relevant.
Yeah, because there is a lot of madness. I mean, in the last pack when you draft, because you still get 1 pack of shadows.
Yeah, and there
is in red.
Yeah, there are some in red.
You will see them later when you look at red, because there are some red burn spells and stuff. So I mean, if you can just for 2 mana shoot 4 damage somewhere, thanks to the Dragoon, it gets more exciting.
Yeah, it's super relevant that it's for free. You just discard a card.
Yeah.
You don't pay 3 mana to discard.
There were similar cards that were madness enablers in Shadows, and in the right deck they saw a lot of play. So
yeah.
That's why we have it here.
And on number 2, we have a Burrowed Malevolence.
Another Escalate card.
Yeah. So for 1 mana you can either give a creature +1/+1 or give a creature -1/-1.
So I mean, on the low end, it's like Tragic Slip.
It's fine.
It killed stuff, even if it didn't have Morbid. And it can also just make... I mean, a 2/2 is jamming into a 2/2. For 1 mana, you might want to keep your guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But then for 3 mana instant, I think it gets pretty interesting. But because then you could get a 2-for-1 from it. Maybe you can... It's combat, you have 2 creatures blocking or attacking or whatever, and you could just pump 1 guy so it survives, and -1 guy so it loses another combat or whatever.
Yes.
So I like the instant part. I like that it's not that expensive to do both.
No.
It's not super powerful anywhere, but if you time it and you play it correctly, you could actually get a 2 for 1.
Yeah, just that it's instant. That's what make the card better.
And again, against random small guys, maybe you just want to buy time, you can just throw it away and kill it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
Number 1, common, Boon of Emrakul. Enchant creature for 2 and a black, and you give something +3, -3.
Yeah, and this is a card that I really like.
Yeah, removal.
It's removal, and it's pretty good removal.
Yeah.
At least that's what we say about this type of
Nameless
cards.
Inversion was like 2 mana instant for this effect.
Yeah.
But this also, even against, you could also use this permanently on something, maybe you have a 4/4 flyer that you can win with in 2 turns or something. So it can be turned on the other side that you actually use it as a pump.
And if you use it as removal, it fuels Delirium because it's an enchantment.
Yeah, that's actually relevant.
So, and since we just played with Delirium, we know that enchantment is one of the harder things to put in your graveyard.
Yeah, but this is like Deadweight.
Yeah, it's like Deadweight.
A bit more expensive, but it also kills more, and you could use it in some other direction if you see the board as it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, good card. Move on to uncommon.
Yeah. Okay, so top 3 uncommons black. Number 3 we have Haunted Dead. 4 mana for a 2/2. But when Haunted Dead enters the battlefield, you also get a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying.
And this you could also get this back by, paying 2, discarding 2 cards, and then you get another flying.
Yeah.
But this also is in a color that has emerge cards, and it's very good with emerge.
Yeah, super good with emerge.
Yeah, because
of the 4 mana. The 4 mana is very relevant.
But here you lose the 2/2. It's not like an 0/1 that gave you a 3/2.
No, this only gives you
you keep the 1/1. You lose the 2/2, but you could maybe then later discard 2 lands or whatever and get it back.
Yeah.
But it looks like it should be good together with the more expensive emerge cards.
And if there's some sort of go wide deck, I guess cards like this is fine. Because there are some pump the whole team cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, you mean without just spreading out the bodies?
Yeah,
maybe.
And it's a zombie, which is, I guess, something.
Yeah, we'll see if it becomes better after, adding Eldritch Moon. Okay, moving on. Number 2, we have an expensive flyer, Dusk Feaster. It costs 7, and it's a 4/5 flying, which is But if you have Delirium, it costs 5.
Yeah, and then it's good.
5 for a 4/5 flying in limited. That's now we're talking. So obviously you want to try to go for Delirium and maybe draw this later in the game and just play a big flyer for 5.
Yeah, and if it's as easy to get Delirium as it could be in the Delirium decks that we saw in Shadows of
you
Innistrad.
could get Delirium on turn 2 pretty easy with
Fork in the Road and the enchantment or something.
Yeah, the Vessel.
Yeah, the Vessel of Nascency.
Could do it by itself. So, and now there are some other cards that looks like the Vessel, and you can still pick them up in the Shadows pack.
Yeah.
So
on turn 5 you should have Delirium.
You should be able to have it at least. So maybe, but you could play this on turn 6 also.
Yeah.
So it looks powerful.
And on number 1, which isn't a shocker, we have Murder.
Yeah, instant destroy a creature.
3 mana, instant destroy target creature.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's not so easy to splash because of the double black cost.
No, it's not like Oblivion Strike or whatever
Oblivion
it was.
Ring.
No, Oblivion Strike in
okay, yeah, the 4 mana exile target creature.
Yeah, because that you always picked, you just splashed it.
Yeah,
because it was so good.
But this, I guess you have some Delirium decks, at least in Shadows of Innistrad, that had green, white, black.
Yeah,
and that could still be a thing.
And maybe then you don't splash this for double black. You
No.
need to be black something.
Yeah,
but it's still very good.
It's so efficient.
Yep.
And we also have a honorable mention. I like it a lot. Kim doesn't like it that much. That's Ruthless Disposal. 5 mana sorcery. And as an additional cost to cast Ruthless Disposal, you have to discard a card and sacrifice a creature.
Yeah, so you're giving away 3 cards there.
Yeah.
And you need
but then 2 target creatures each get -13/-13 until end of turn.
Yeah, so that looks cool and flavorful and whatever.
So if you see it as I see it, you
all upside.
No, not all upside, but turn 5, you discard a land, you sacrifice a 2/2 and kill off like a 4/5 flyer and a 3/4 on the body.
How did they get that in turn 5?
They could play a turn if they're on the play. They play turn 4 a 3/4, a turn 5 the 4/5 flyer we just watched.
If they have delirium.
Yeah,
yeah but okay, but it's probably more relevant later in the game.
Yeah, but still,
turn 5 you will probably
later in the game you maybe you have 7 mana and you can, instead of discard a card, you can madness something for 2.
So yeah, maybe. But yeah, there is cases for it. But the problem is you need to have a card in hand to discard. You need to have a creature out to sacrifice. That's if you don't have both of them, this card cannot be cast.
No,
that's just one. I mean, the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
And even if you have a card to discard and a creature to sacrifice, maybe the card you have in hand, maybe you want to keep it. And the creature you have out might be good on the board, so maybe you don't want to sacrifice.
Then you don't cast this card.
No, I know, but the problem, I just don't like cards that has so high variance. I mean, later in the game, maybe they have taken over, and as you said, maybe this is turn 9 or something, they have 2 bombs out, and you have crap. Then this can really get you back. But if you have kept a land in hand or whatever. But it feels like it could be stranded in the hand, it could be that you have to discard something you really want to keep. It could be you have to sacrifice something you don't want to die.
No, I know, but there are also a lot of cards in this set that you actually want to sacrifice.
Yeah,
So maybe this is more of a card that you, if you pick it up like a first pick or something, you can grab all the cards that you get value from sacrificing.
Yeah, you should probably think about how you have built the deck before putting this in the main. Because it is very strong obviously if you can madness something out, sacrifice something that gives you value when you sacrifice it, and kill 2 good creatures, that's the highest.
You can kill Emrakul with this card.
Yeah?
That's just...
Yeah, and that's just weird. You shouldn't be able to kill Emrakul, but we're not going there again. But yeah, okay, we'll see. I mean, there will be people talking about how they killed Emrakul and something else.
And
Brisela. While madnessing, they killed Brisela and Emrakul while madnessing out something crazy and sacrificing something that gave them a 3/2.
Yep.
And there will be stories of Kim sitting with this in his hand, crying and dying. So we'll see. I mean, the card is cool. So enough about that.
Yep.
Let's go.
That's with the black.
Yeah, go to red.